My homie in my high school used to rap, and he used to get all the attention, so I'm like, I can rap too. I used to be like that in high school. It was different. I guess I changed.
He always struck me as like a guy that's just not thinking about any kind of rules. It's just doing what he likes. He don't care.
I ain't gonna struggle, bro.
All right, we're gonna see.
I know when it's the right time, it's gonna be the biggest impact. We work in mansions, we work in suites, work overseas, work anywhere, and that's how I am.
Now back to why Lil Uzi Vert hates interviews.
Those people really don't know me. They act like they know me.
Hey, what's up, Uzi? How's it going, bro? You doing all right?
I won't say I enjoy it. I title myself as a rock star.
We'll decide when you're a rock star.
I'm letting you know, but like when you a fan, you really know. Like you really look up stuff and find out stuff.
I love you so much!
And people really be doing that with me. And I'm up there, like, I see the fans. What am I over here talking about I'm depressed for? What am I sad for? What am I down for? It's a beautiful thing that I can make noise and people react to it the certain way that they react to it. But then, once I leave that venue, you're right back. I came in the game making happy songs.
It's a nice for Lil Uzi Vert!
Life just hit me. You know why my music is so sad? Why? Because music took over my life. Honestly, nobody wants to let you in. If I'm into something or I'm into someone, I'm all in. Yeah, I don't even be doing no girlfriends and stuff, but like, she cool. It's very frustrating, and that's life, period. Like, life is just frustrating, period. Everything I talk about really be going on, like at that time. I'm just in the moment with everything I do. It's like I'm not really trying to feed the new people gonna come. I'm trying to feed the people that's already messing with me. I'm passionate about everything I do because everything I do is real. I'm in the middle of the storm, but I'm dry.
Lil Uzi Vert didn't always have dreams of becoming a rapper. In fact, he was just jealous of the attention a friend was getting at school for releasing a song. So Uzi, he picked up the pen in hopes of gaining some love, but soon realized that creating music was a gift that he was given. Now his parents, they weren't so fond of his new career choice, and they kicked him out of the house. So with nowhere to stay and no money after quitting his job as a bag boy, well, he moved with his grandma into her small nursing home. And Uzi, he had nothing left but his dream.
And I lived there with her. It was like just a little space, but we was chilling. It was normal to me.
His music was heard by the right people, and his songs started to be played on the radio in Philadelphia. That's when someone with the ability to change his life happened to be tuning in and heard Uzi's music. From there, he would get a call that would help boost him into superstardom. Over the course of the past half-decade, many artists have come and gone. The SoundCloud era signaled a shift in hip-hop that brought in many new artists, new flows, new sounds, and, well, new Lils. But out of all of those artists, Lil Uzi Vert has arguably been the biggest. He was able to transcend his internet success into true mainstream stardom. And with his debut album, Luv Is Rage 2, going 2 times platinum, and songs like XO Tour Life going 7 times platinum, well, it's safe to say that Uzi has become a full-blown rock star. But recently, Uzi, he gave some fans a scare when he said that he was giving up music altogether and heading into an early retirement. Now, earlier this year, Uzi announced his retirement from rap in a post to his Instagram story where he thanked fans for all the love. And while fans began to speculate on the true meaning behind his cryptic posts, it seemed like Uzi was caught in a difficult label situation. Even back in 2015, it seems like Uzi was having trouble releasing music because of his label and the same people who once gave this kid a shot. Well, they were now holding him back.
My mixtape been done.
Yeah? Who fault is that?
Cannon.
But more recently, it seems like Uzi is free to release whatever he wants, and the world will be getting the music they've been waiting for from the Philly rapper. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Lil Uzi Vert prior to fame. Here for you, of course, on Before They're Famous. And this is an epic update. And, well, we hope you like it. We know a lot of our viewers may be interested in a career in the music industry, and our sponsor for today's video is a new innovative audio school based in New York. They are the Music Production Institute of New York, or MPI. Now, MPI covers a vast selection of music and entertainment industry courses you wouldn't find at most colleges, including production, audio editing, mixing and mastering, analog gear use, detailed breakdowns of nearly every plugin used in modern music, Pro Tools, Logic, Machine, Ableton Live, and they even have a music business marketing course. Now when asked what makes MPI different from other audio schools, well, the program director, CJ Parchment, he says, with technology today you can find a lot of information on the internet, but there is nothing like working with someone who actually has experience in the current music industry climate. We only admit 5 students every 2 months, so it allows our staff to work closely with students in a way that teachers of larger class sizes cannot. We are able to build mentor-like connections with our students and cater to their career goals in the industry. The best part of their program is that it's not even in a classroom. Now students, they spend the duration of the course learning in an actual $1 million studio based in Yonkers, New York. Now they also update their website with instructional videos you can download for only $20. And if you decide to take the class, well, tell them Michael McCrudden sent you and you can save $500 on your tuition. Visit the website at mpinst.com or their email at info@mpinst.com, and we'll get started with your enrollment today. Alright, getting back to Uzi. Now, we did it before they were retired video on him, knowing good and well that, well, the guy would probably drop some music sooner than later. But his career has been something special to watch. So in honor of his official return, we hope this epic video is a fitting tribute to his success and his talent as an artist. Now, if you like these epic bios, well, let us know by hitting that like button. And we've done a few on artists you may know. I'm talking Ariana Grande, Beyonce, Cardi B, and more. But that's enough intro, let's get into this video. Lil Uzi Vert was born Samir Woods in North Philadelphia on July 31st, 1994, where he grew up in the Francisville neighborhood. Now when Uzi was still young, his parents, they separated, so he would soon bounce between his mother and his father's homes. Although he grew up in a rough neighborhood, he got used to things pretty quickly. Besides, he always avoided getting into trouble because he didn't like leaving the house very often. While hanging out inside, Uzi was a big fan of playing video games like Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX, and he loved to watch cartoons like Rugrats and Cat Dog.
What? Get it, dog!
Now this was before he fell in love with anime, and if you listen to his music or look at his cover art, the amount that anime influenced him, well, it definitely shows. But eventually Uzi, he started to spend more time outside after a friend of his named Elijah, he introduced him to skateboarding. When he was 12, Uzi's dad, he got him and his brother a four-wheeler to start riding. And while his little brother did crash it once, well, nobody got hurt. Now in terms of early musical influences, well, Uzi's first ever CD was a Mike Jones album, and his grandma later bought him Wanted by Bow Wow. Then he started getting into Meek Mill and Wiz Khalifa. He says that Wiz is actually his favorite rapper and the two are actually good friends now. Which, you know, is pretty cool. But Uzi's biggest influences were not rappers. He fell in love with emo, punk music like Paramore, My Chemical Romance, The All-American Rejects, and Gigi Allen. But the biggest influence on his style, his attitude, and his music was Marilyn Manson. Now one day while he was watching Celebrity Deathmatch on TV, he came across an episode that included Ricky Martin and Marilyn Manson squaring off against each other. After that, he dug up absolutely everything that he could find on the singer's life and downloaded all of the Manson files that his computer could store. Although his friends at school weren't as big of fans of the singer, and Uzi, he got teased for his different taste in music, but he didn't care. He became infatuated with the singer's life and still cites him as one of his biggest influences.
Listen here. At age 27, I will leave this earth for this man right here.
And while Uzi didn't immediately pick up a guitar or join a rock band or paint his nails black, he did experiment with different instruments. He played the trumpet in the school band and cites Hot Cross Buns as the first song he ever learned how to play. Maybe we'll hear it as a sample one day on a future album. But he wasn't trying to become a successful trumpet player. He only joined the band to help get his grades up.
But then, like, it ain't work out my grades.
After the trumpet phase was over and he stopped listening to as much 2000s emo, well, he found the music of A$AP Rocky, Pharrell, and Kanye West, 808s and Heartbreaks, which he says changed his life. Now today, Uzi, he can be spotted shopping with Kanye.
What is shopping with Kanye like?
He's never thinking about himself.
Okay.
It's weird. I thought he was gonna be grabbing everything. He was grabbing everything for his family.
I guess Kanye is very family oriented because the first time he talked to Uzi on the phone, he told him that not only was he happy for him, but for his family because, well, he is something special. Now Uzi wasn't only a band member, he was a class clown who loved attention from his classmates in any way that he could get it. But he was always an outsider who never quite fit in with his peer group. He dyed his hair in the 10th grade and got girls in high school. It wasn't until his senior year of high school that Uzi would find the thing that would change his life forever and give him the attention that he was looking for. Uzi's friend William Aston, he dropped a remix to Chris Brown's popular song Look at Me Now, and when their classmates caught the wind of the rap, well, they went crazy and showed William more love than Uzi had ever received in his life. Now Uzi saw how the girls were looking at his friend and the attention that he was getting from making music. And well, he wanted some for himself. So Uzi, he told William, I can rap too. And that was a lie. Uzi had never even thought about rapping a verse until that moment. Now Will called his bluff and he told Uzi to rap for him. After making up excuses and pushing it off, well, he finally penned a verse to spit for his friend. Will was impressed and invited Uzi to the studio. From there, the two began to create songs together, and at the time, Uzi was rapping under the moniker Steaktown Vertical, which was part of the Steaktown crew with William. The vertical part of his name was in reference to vertical jump, which was a metaphor for reaching the top. Now people started to call him Vert, but the name we know him by today apparently came from some random dude who Uzi didn't even know. The dude heard Uzi rapping and said, "Wow, you rap fast, like a machine gun or something, like a Lil Uzi." And there began the legend of Lil Uzi. Now he started posting songs onto a newly created SoundCloud page under his new name, but his songs weren't really doing numbers at first. In fact, he said for his first few songs, barely anyone would listen. But then one of his songs went from 150 plays to 1,000, and from 1,000 to 3,000. And him and his friends, well, they were ecstatic. He told Complex in 2015 that just that couple of thousand felt so crazy, just being at home, even 1,000 people listening to your song. He would find beats on YouTube and record freestyles over them. The first song still up on his SoundCloud page is titled Into Field Freestyle, which is from 5 years ago. But Uzi's slow SoundCloud climb coincided with a decline in his grades at school. He was failing and getting into trouble, even having to move schools at 4 different points over the course of his high school career. In fact, Uzi was getting into so much trouble that his mom actually threatened to kick him out of the house if he didn't step up his grades and stop focusing on rap. Uzi told Complex about the time period, stating, "I'm already popular in my city, I was just trying to get rich. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't really want to go back to school. I mean, my family was mad about that because, you know, you tell your family you want to rap and they look at you like you're crazy." But Uzi believed in himself and knew that his music would be heard by the right people if he continued to release it. He dropped the project Purple Thoughts Volume 1, which included production from Space Ghost Perp. Finally, he started to catch the attention from the people who could change his life. He and William caught the ear of DJ Buzzworthy with their music, who offered to manage the two. Now William declined, but Uzi said he was looking for any way to not go to school. And, you know, to make some money off of music. So he accepted. Now Buzzworthy introduced Uzi to Charlie Heat, who produced the 2014 track Uzi. When Uzi was working on that song, he was unknowingly working on a song that would get his music heard by even more powerful people. That song made it into the hands of DJ Diamond Cuts from the Philly radio station Power 99. Uzi's old manager was Diamond Cuts' fiance and sent her the track. She liked it so much that she played the song on the radio in Philly, which was a huge moment for Uzi at the time. And while his record was spinning on the air, it just so happened that the mixtape legend Don Cannon was in Philadelphia at the time, driving around listening to Power 99.
And he called the radio station and asked him for my number and hit me up.
Cannon called Uzi and loved the music so much that he came back out to Philly to meet with him. Uzi kept going to the studio and perfecting his craft and said one day when he went to the studio alone, well, DJ Diamond Cuts was there.
I go in there, they like what they had, so they interested in working with me. I started working, it was from there. It just climbed.
ASAP Yams was also one of the artists to give Uzi an early cosign. He told Uzi that he would be a star one day, and the two began to talk on the phone about music and life regularly. R.I.P. to Yams. Now in 2014, Uzi started dating stylist, designer, and artist Brittany Bird. His love life was great, his music career was taking off, and he had all of this right industry context for a successful music career. What could go wrong? But Uzi's mom, she still wasn't impressed. She told him that he would have to find a real job. And Uzi, he just wanted to make his mom happy. So he got a job as a stock boy at Bottom Dollar. He did quit after 3 days, but hey, at least he kept his word and he found a real job. You know.
She don't know no rappers. So she like, that he about to become a rapper? Like, she ain't believe it.
But apparently that wasn't enough for Mom, because she kicked him out of the house. At this point, with nowhere to go, well, Uzi ended up living with his grandma in her nursing home apartment where he worked on his music. His grandma liked his music and said that he could work on his mixtape while staying with her. When Wiz Khalifa was on his Under the Influence tour, well, they had a stop in Pennsylvania, and a young Uzi came out to the show to meet with DJ Drama, who got put onto his music through Don Cannon. Now, apparently when the two first met, well, Uzi said that Drama was looking at him funny. So the first thing he said was,
"Why you playing? What you looking at me for like that? Like, why you playing with me?"
Yeah, who you think you is? I was like, oh, I like this kid.
The two instantly clicked after that, and along with Don Cannon, well, the team had a lot of faith in the kid from Philly. So they brought him out to Atlanta to record, where they had worked on his upcoming mixtape, The Real Uzi. He had his big break when Uzi had a standout feature on DJ Carnage's single, WDYW in 2015, featuring A$AP Ferg and Rich the Kid. Uzi's energy and new flow over the hard mix of EDM and trap, well, it came as a surprise to many fans who were unaware of his music. Now, Uzi inked an official record deal with Cannon and Drama, signing to Generation Now, later signing to Atlantic Records. Now, finally, it was all coming together for Uzi, and he put out the project Luv Is Rage, which garnered him even more buzz. Fun fact, the LUV not only represents love, but also an acronym for Lil Uzi Vert. You wouldn't know unless I told you. Uzi was also featured in the intro for Young Thug's Slime Season 2, which gave him a big push to new audiences. Now, Thug and Uzi, they became very close, and Thug was calling him the next up. Uzi said that he learned a lot about flowing from Thug, and that he taught Thug things as well. Now, Uzi kept releasing heat, putting out Lil Uzi Vert vs. The World, and things started to move fast from there. He became a XXL freshman alongside Lil Yachty, Kodak Black, and 21 Savage.
Hey, what's up? It's Lil Uzi Vert, and I'm 2016 XXL freshman.
2016 was a big year for Uzi as well. He released the Perfect Love tape, including the smash Do What I Want, which is close to 70 million plays on SoundCloud at the time of this recording. He also appeared on the last verse of the Migos' #1 hit, Bad and Bougie, where he came in late on the song with his unique flow and gained even more attention. He also dropped a collab project with Gucci Mane called 1017 vs. The World, which according to Uzi was created all within the span of 2 days. And Uzi says that it's his favorite mixtape so far. Now, fortunately though, during all the highs, he was dealing with a breakup from his longtime girlfriend Brittany. Now after that, Uzi, he went on tour with The Weeknd for the European leg of his Starboy tour, and while in London on tour, he previewed the song he wrote about his breakup. And when he released it, he named it XO Tour Life, paying homage, of course, to The Weeknd's XO brand. And while the song didn't reach the masses right away, his core fan base loved it. And over the course of the next year, more and more people caught on to Uzi's wave. Once radio started playing it and the world caught wind of Uzi's talent, it was over. The song, it went 7 times platinum in the US, and it won the award for Song of the Summer at the MTV VMAs. He followed the success of that song up with his debut album, Luv Is Rage 2, which topped the Billboard Hot 100 hip hop and R&B charts. It seemed like Uzi was reaching new levels with his music and becoming the rock star that he had always imagined himself to be. He was unanimously considered to be one of the best new artists, even being nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys.
Huge nominations, by the way.
Yeah.
Are you feeling lucky? Feeling good?
This is normal. This is my life, so it's like, whatever.
He bought his grandmother a house to thank her for the role she had played in his success, and he also bought himself his first car, which was a Lamborghini.
Gray, and it had a red soft top.
Gray with, oh, nice.
Actually burgundy.
Then he began to work on the follow-up to the successful Luv Is Rage 2, and he teased snippets from the album he was calling Eternal Atake. But it was in January of 2019 that Uzi made an announcement that left his fans scratching their heads. In an Instagram story, Lil Uzi announced that he was retiring from music, stating, "I'm done with music, I deleted everything, I want to be normal. I want to wake up in 2013. Thank you, love you." And while it's hard to tell how serious we should take him sometimes, it seemed like there was a lot going on behind the scenes that should at least have fans concerned. 2013 was the year that he was just starting to build his buzz, but he didn't really have any true fame yet. Now maybe he didn't end up loving the attention that he had once craved, and even though fans were skeptical of an actual retirement, no new music dropped from Uzi. He had even stated that his entire hard drive of music, well, it had been deleted. Uzi was suffering from label troubles, and it seemed like he was being held back from releasing music. Enter Jay-Z. Now Jay signed Uzi to a management deal with his label Roc Nation, and while we can't be sure that it was the reason we would be hearing more music from the Philly artists, we did see releases of Free Uzi and Sanguine Paradise shortly afterwards. Uzi claims to have close to 3,000 unreleased songs, and in a recent interview, well, Don Cannon says that Uzi makes about 700 songs a year, so there's no shortage of Uzi music for him to release. Luckily, we got his first official music video in over a year with That's a Rack, and the song has over 2 million views on YouTube within 2 days at the time of this recording. So I think it's finally safe to say that we can expect an album rollout for Eternal Atake.
I don't know.
You don't know?
And while Uzi said at first that he was only rapping for money, it turned into him loving the attention that came from being a mega successful artist, and he just hoped that people kept paying attention. But now, I think it's safe to say that Uzi is just happy to be releasing music for his legion of fans.
I don't know, bro. I just be in the moment. Like, I'm in the moment right now. Like,
Yeah, just soaking it up.
yeah, like, I don't even...
But as for the rest of the story, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see, of course, because this is Before They Are Famous. Now, if you're interested in a career in the music industry for yourself, be sure to check out the Music Production Institute of New York, or MPI, and you can save yourself $500 by telling them that Michael McCrudden sent you there. There's a link down below. Be sure to invest in your future, invest in yourself. You could be the next Lil Uzi Vert. For real. All right, guys, I'll see you in another video. Boom!